So we're into April now, and the spring market is happening. I'm going to give a quick recap of March. But before I do that, obviously, April 28th is going to be a big day, big election. And so I highly encourage everyone to get out there and vote and just educate yourself properly. I think a very easy way to do it is just go on ChatGPT, ask it to summarize all the platforms for you. Don't just go based off of what your friends are saying, what you're seeing on social media. Really just try and look at it from a policy and a platform perspective and see what aligns with you. That being said, all this stuff that's happening right now is drastically affecting the housing market on a weekly or even a day-to-day basis. Mortgage rates are kind of flying all over the place. We're seeing them come down a little bit. And I think I touched on this last month, but basically it's polarizing for people when they're making these huge decisions, when there's so much economic uncertainty and economic ebbs and flows happening. Eventually people realize that life does go on. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of that happen in the market. Last month I was kind of reporting, it seemed like there was just a total shutdown for about 2 weeks. No one was buying anything. Everyone was just kind of frozen, waiting to see what was going to happen. But then slowly things kind of get back into motion and people realize, hey, you know what, I got to get on with my life. Boots on the ground perspective, we are starting to see sales pick up a little bit. Month over month, the sales did rise a teeny tiny bit. We're talking to sellers and buyers every day, multiple of them. And so we get a good perspective of what's happening right now versus the stats, which are a lagging indicator. Obviously I report on both, but I kind of piece them together for you to give you a realistic perspective of what's happening in the market. New listings, we're starting to see a lot of new listings hitting the market. We have searches set up for all of our buyers, and basically anytime a new listing that matches their criteria comes to market, they get an email, and so do I. And just last week alone, I had so many emails just from all these new listings hitting the market, which goes to show you, obviously there's a flood of listings coming to market. Currently in Vancouver, it is a buyer's market, and as the inventory stacks up, it's going to be more favorable for the buyers, obviously. But also there are a lot of buyers out there looking, and just looking at year over year basis. So from last March in Vancouver, we're up almost 30%, and in North Vancouver we're up almost 56%. So definitely a big difference there when you look at a year over year basis. And so we'll keep our eye on that as we move forward too. Prices, they continue to kind of stay pretty flat. Even if you have a listing that's stale, reducing the price by 20, 30, 40K isn't really going to get people excited enough to get that product moved. So we're seeing is just time on the market will basically get your home sold. So if you can kind of wait it out, that's our suggestion. And that's what we're seeing is the strategy for today in terms of selling. So lots going on, obviously, with the election coming up, that's got a lot of people very captivated. But if you're thinking of buying or selling in Vancouver, North Vancouver, in the area, we do a ton of business, help a lot of people. It's important to have a proper strategy in today's market because it's changing every day. And so just reach out if you're thinking of buying or selling, and we're happy to help. Thanks so much for watching.